right. Hope everything's working out. Let me try to plug this thing in here. Joseph E. Reed here, the one-man orchestra. Gonna be getting some practice time in, having fun with it. If you have any song requests, you can put them into the chat. Let me know where in the world you are. I am playing live from Atlanta, Georgia, near Atlanta. Would be out in Decatur, but it's raining quite hard right now. So just chilling from here. Okay. Just a second. That's pretty much it. Let's see here. Okay. See if this works. All right. Hey, good song request. I'll do those for you, no problem. phone up. Thank you so much, Oracle. Thank you, Hardik Someone. Have you been learning music? Working on it. Every day I get new requests. And I'm like, whoa, I need to learn that song. That was kind of a newer one. That was what's his name? Frank Forrest. All right. Cool. Let me play Dance Monkey for you. Hey, why don't you let me know where in the world you are? It's always fun. People all over the world are tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe if you dig the music. I'll play Dance Monkey, then I'll play some Beat It for you. Song requests are much appreciated. Also, if you'd like to leave a tip or something that shows some appreciation, that's cool too. There's ways you can do that through the YouTube, but also there's some good links in the description. Hey, thank you. Hey, Hardik. I do have a version of that recorded. If you go in my description, there should be a link somewhere down there for Buy Me a Coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/Joseph E. Reed. I've recorded several of these songs. Beat It is one of them also. And I made like a little album, cover songs album. So if you go to that buymeacoffee.com/Joseph E. Reed and then look there, there's a shop. You can get that recording of that and Beat It and some other cool ones I have. I think Thinking Out Loud and maybe a Taylor Swift one or something. But yeah, check that out. I've got it. I do need to put more stuff out there, but we'll work on it one thing at a time. Iron Lion, thank you so much. All right, let me play. How's the sound in there? It's not too loud. Sometimes my speaker's too loud. Let me play Beat It for Clovis. If you have any other song requests, I'll try and play it for you. Keeps me on my toes. I deserve 1 million subscribes, bro. So keep it coming. Thank you, Iron Lion. Angelica, Smooth Criminal. Ooh, that's a good one too. All right, let me do Beat It. As you can tell, it's hot in here. Our AC isn't working properly. Our air conditioner is not working properly. So, beat it, beat it, beat it. Come on. There we go. So, a repair guy came today, repair technician, and he looked at the thing and basically he said he has to come back tomorrow to finish up. So we gotta go a whole other day without the AC. That's why I'm sweating, glistening here. Cool, yeah. Buy me a coffee when you can. Appreciate it. Also, there should be a link in my description for if you'd like to be on my email list. I let folks know when and where I'll be performing. I'm in the United States here, Atlanta, Georgia. But hey, I love to travel, so might come to your neck of the woods. Wherever you are, let me know where you are. Here's Beat It, Michael Jackson. There you go. That was Beat It for Clovis. Hey, if you're digging the music, make sure you like, subscribe, and put some song requests in there if you would like to hear a new song. As you can see, I do mostly pop covers and stuff. Hello, Furkan Asar. Let me know where you are in the world. What's up? Four Non-Blondes. Hey, that's a good one. Someone else had another song. Let me see. Smooth Criminal, Michael Jackson. Let me do Four Non-Blondes, and then I'll come back to Smooth Criminal. So I just mix it up a little bit. Okay, Angelica? All right. That's what's up. Hey, also make sure you click those little super chat buttons and stickers. Show some love that way too. Check the links in the description. Also, I put a link tree thing in my description. I'm gonna have to put it on my profile thing too, but check that out. That gives links to like Instagram and my email list and stuff. One Piece theme with that pirate song. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. Hold on. That was Four Non Blondes, Tennessee Whiskey mashup. Cool. Oh man, so many wonderful requests. Let me try this. Michael Jackson 1. Hey Guy, good to see you. I don't know, it's just me, but links in the description are not close clickables. That's good to know. Thank you. So that means if you click on them, it doesn't do anything. If that's the case, I may have to go in and try them again. Maybe try and copy and paste and see if that works. But thank you for that message, Hardik. Guy, my immortal. Hey, that's a good one. Carol of the Bells. Coldplay, MJ. Hey, Lucy Cat, good to see you. Daweed, the thong song. You know that song, I think it's from Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. I think that's the background music for that. Let me do Michael Jackson for you. Oh, yeah. Make sure my phone ain't dying yet. Okay, we're okay. Yesterday was Monday? Yeah. Yesterday I went, I was playing at the square, downtown Decatur Square. And there was a small group of folks that were practicing for an open mic at Eddie's Attic. It's a famous, wonderful place where they have open mics on Monday nights. A lot of famous people, pass through there from time to time. Anyway, so I ended up jamming with them. I brought my violin. They're like, hey, come jam with us, So I did, and they're like, hey, why don't you play with us on the show? So I did. So that was really cool. I just thought of that because, we played through our first song, which I had never heard before, really. I just kind of improvised, and it turned out really well. I'll have to post it. I'll post it maybe tomorrow or something. Anyway, then the second song, though, there was this kind of transition where they retuned. I don't know what kind of tuning it was. Maybe like an open D or something. And that just reminded me of that. Gabby, good to see you. All right, this is Michael Jackson. Hey, what's that? Hey, that records my voice. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Right. there we go. All right, that was some Michael Jackson for you. Thank you for that song request. Helps me keep these in rotation and keep practicing them. Wee's Key P. That went down to Georgia. I am in Georgia right now, but for the devil, I can't learn that song. I need to work on it. Sorry, I'm not gonna do that one for you. That's a good song. Maybe one day I'll have it. Water. Remember the Time. Michael Jackson, Remember the Time. That is a cool song. Let me check back. Everlong. Let me go back out. There's other song requests I had seen. Let me see. Smooth Criminal. Oh, Coldplay. Carol. Oh, My Immortal. Let me try My Immortal for Guy. You still there, Guy? Let me play this for you. I like this song, and I gotta practice. was Evanescence. Cool. Checking the messages here. Checking the. Can you play Everlong Jelly Beans? What is that? Everlong. What's Everlong? Haha. Huta Pitugo. All right. Checking the messages. Thank you for all the comments. Hey, why don't you let me know where in the world you are? Sometimes it's cool to find out where people are from. And checking song requests. Everlong, who's that by? Gabby. Oh, thank you for staying, Steven. Great sound, Vali Ayuri. Thank you. Bailando Enrique Iglesias. Oh. Bailamos? Bailamos or bailando? Bailamos or bailando? Because I get my songs mixed up. Broken by Cedar. I may have heard that one, but it's not ringing a bell. ASMR, good to see you. What happens with that song I sent you? Diva Pleva Laguna Diva Dance. Oh, that one. Yeah, I think I listened to that. I have to. So many wonderful. Okay, Everlong by Foo Fighters. Okay, let me do this one. Someone had requested Coldplay. Let me do that one, and then I'll go from there. I don't know Everlong. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Okay, here we go. All right, this is Coldplay. That was yellow. Furkan wants to know, do you do weddings? I do weddings. You getting married? Well, I have no plan to marry anytime soon, but good to know. Cool. Do you like the guitar and violin combo? Loved your guitar and violin combo. That's what's up. Cool. Thank you very much. Hey, if you know anybody getting married that may want a musician, let me know. Willing to travel? We've done some traveling, me and my wife. We've been to Europe, we've been to Africa. We want to get more places across the United States and Asia, South America, wherever. So, willing to do it. I got my whole setup that I can plug in anywhere and do it. Cool. All right, what was the song I was going to play? How are we doing on time and battery? We're okay. If you enjoy the music, make sure you're liking it. Make sure you're subscribing. When you subscribe, put the alert bell, notification bell on, so you can know when I post things and when I'm on doing a live stream. Let's see. Enrique Iglesias. I'm sure I know some Enrique Iglesias songs, but it's not coming to my head right now, so I'm gonna have to come back to that. There's also a Foo Fighters song that I know. Gabby, I gotta work on the songs that you sent me. I'm so far behind, man. Okay, let me see here. And there's also, okay, let me try. Just play something for you. Here we go. I think this is Enrique Iglesias. Diva dance. Okay. Ciao da Italia. Alessandri. Good to see you. That was Hero. Hey, you got it. Enrique Iglesias. Thank you, Gabby. Greetings from Borneo Island, Southeast Asia. Borneo Island. How's it there? It sounds exotic and cool. Oh, one of the favorite songs of my mother. That's what's up. Sifuv. Bin Bin. Bean Bean Bine Bine. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm trying to pronounce these names. Some are different than on YouTube. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. Joseph E. Reed, the one-man orchestra. Make sure that you're liking, subscribing, and showing some love and support through giving tips. You can also use some of the links in the description for that. Check those out. Appreciate the song requests. Let me make sure my battery's not dying. We're good. Okay. Let me know where in the world you are. We got some cool places. Borneo Island. Let me see. Someone had a song request. I did some interview. Oh, Foo Fighters. What was the one I was going to try? Let me try this one by Foo Fighters. There's two by Foo Fighters that I know. Kind of know. Let me try it. Oh, Viva La Vida. That's a good one too. Ed Sheeran. I don't know I See Fire. But I know a couple of Ed Sheeran songs. Let me try this Foo Fighters one. Just get my practice in, so any mistakes are meant to be there because it's part of the music. Let's see, Foo Fighters. All right. It's okay. That was There Goes My Hero, the Foo Fighters. I realized I just played two hero songs. One was by Enrique Iglesias. Then there's this one. And then, oh man, what's this? Cut on my hand. I should see if I can make like a medley of hero songs one day. Hey, 3 a.m., where are you? You're in Turkey. Turkey. Wow, that's awesome. What, Istanbul? What city there? And someone's in Germany. Hey, Guten Nacht or Guten Morgen, however you say it. Hey, that's what I do. I got a nice cool effects pedal on my violin. France, Ked Cornell's in France. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Black Pumas. I don't know the Black Pumas. Ay. Viva la vida. Let me do some Ed Sheeran and then I'll do Viva la vida. And we're doing okay. All right. Ed Sheeran, Viva la vida. Here we go. Ed Sheeran first. Guten Morgen. Yep. Yeah, I think I cut my finger. We were working on the floor today trying to patch up some spots and I had some scissors. Kind of makeshift tools, but anyway, here's some Ed Sheeran for you. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing with other people, and if you dig it, make sure you show some love. There you go, Furkan. Tesakure. This night I'm from Melmac. I want a old time rock and roll. Is that song? I want an old time rock and roll. Is that the one? Bursa. All right. There's another song. Oh, Viva la Vida. Let me do that one. Kind of keep it chill, and then I'll crank it up a little bit. I think I know that song for Gabby. All right, here's Viva la Vida. All right. That was Viva la Vida. Hey, thank you for Furkan for the Turkish delight. Appreciate it. Alf sing that song with cucumber. Alf, the alien life form? Is that what you're talking about? Let's see. If you have one of those beautiful Kangles, then go walk with the headphones, relax, maybe drink a tea, have some buck. Hey, Turkey does have really good tea. We went to Istanbul, my wife and I, we went a year ago sometime, and we did like a tour of old Istanbul. We got tea, we got to see like the river and the, I don't know, ancient Roman architecture and stuff. Really beautiful there. So yeah. Merhaba. Thank you so much, my friend. Hey, gotta love life. Let me try this one for Gabby. She says, rock and roll. Okay. Appreciate the tips. Keep them coming. Keep the music going. I haven't done this song before, Gabby. This is just for you. Try again. There you go. That was for you, Gabby. Bin heading out. Thanks for the beautiful music. I'm glad you had a good evening, night, day, time, wherever you are. Kumja Tramo, thank you so much. You're welcome, Gabby. You're welcome. Those are things I should know since I have a lot of Turkish friends here in Germany. Oh, yeah. Energetic. Hey, Germany's beautiful too, man. Hey, what part of Germany are you in? We went to Cologne. What do you call it? Cologne, where they make the Cologne, and you have the this ancient cathedral. Well, it's not ancient, but it's like old cathedral in like the middle of the square. This huge cathedral. That was really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna play just a little bit longer here. Song requests, appreciate them. Tips are much appreciated as well. Make sure you check the links in the description. I added a couple of links on my in the description of the video. One is for a link tree, so you click it and you can find my website and my Instagram and different things there. So look for that there. All right. Danken Sie groß. All right. Song requests. Someone had something earlier. But about time of rock and roll. Okay. Surrounded. Surrounded. What's surrounded, Elizabeth? I know Amazing Grace. Surrounded, you mean like I Can Only Imagine? Is that what you're thinking? Let me play this arrangement I do. Amazing Grace mashed up with another song. This should be something nice and soothing for you. Since it's 3:20 in the morning there in Bulgaria. Bulgaria? I think that's right. Oh, okay. I don't know. All right, here's Amazing Grace. Thank you. That was for Elizabeth, I think. Kuzu kuzu doo doo. Say something. It'd be a great combo. Like say something, I'm giving up on you. Da, 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 da. That's an idea. Hey, hope y'all enjoyed the music. I'm gonna have to take off now. But thank you for being on the live stream. Thank you for the song requests. Thanks for the tip from Turkey. And thanks for letting me know where you are from. That's fun, participation and meeting people. I appreciate the different languages too. I love languages, and so sometimes I'm like, oh, I know that one. And sometimes I'm like, I have no idea what that says, but it's still cool. Um, anyway, gonna let you go for now. Grateful for the rendition, family friendly fellow fretless friend. Hey, that's fantastic. All right. Thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. God bless. Kuzu kuzu doo 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 doo. National anthems. What? Okay.